I think what people fear is if I'm this, people will forget that I was this. They have too much data. So like saying, I don't really, the audience doesn't know this and they don't need to know this and they don't, like they'll say, oh, that's why he's an asshole. I think what they'll say instead, did you decide to take, that's not happening to me anymore. That doesn't get to happen anymore. I'm actually going to do something about this. I'm asking about, I need to overcome this negative thing in order to do what's right. What if it's not negative? What if nobody would ever see you as that by opening up to a friend who's about to do this? A knife. And I was like walking around campus, flipping it open and closed. And I was like, we got a 3 a.m. workout tomorrow. He's going to be tired and he's going to be not always what's about him. That's the time to do it. When did you build the warrior? When did you start building that thing that to protect the child, right? When did you start building it? What age would you say?
I mean, that's a hard question to answer because it's been my whole life.
Yeah.
When did I start?
Again, part of it was I was being victimized.
Right.
When did you decide to take, that's not happening to me anymore. That doesn't get to happen anymore. I'm actually going to do something about this. I'm asking about that.
May 29th, 2001.
Mm-hmm. How old were you?
01. I just turned 18.
Okay.
I think. Maybe it was 02. I don't remember.
So what I would say is the Warriors had 22 years now.
Yeah.
23 years of the spotlight. You're really good at him. You know him. You can kind of run him on autopilot. Again, who are you on accident now? You're the Warrior.
Yeah.
41 with a daughter, whatever, non-biological daughter now, and a girlfriend who loves you, and, you know, friends who care about you, and a business that you're building, and people who actually want to see you succeed and do well. The gardener is allowed some spotlight as long as you know the Warrior's there.
Yeah.
I think that's the, like, again, without being too sappy about it, I think there was some beauty of the kid before the pain that I don't have access to if I just cover him up. If I just stifle him to protect him, and I'm telling him I'm protecting him, but again, like, cup the bird in your hand too tight, it dies.
I was just about to say that Warrior is smothering that little child.
Yeah, but you're good at the Warrior. The Warrior's your autopilot now. It's muscle memory. If I do a power clean right now, I haven't done a power clean in 2-3 years. If I do a power clean right now, my body knows it. I did it for so long. My body understands that. Am I not allowed to do this because I know he's still in my back pocket? I think what people fear is if I'm this, people will forget that I was this. They have too much data. So like saying, I don't really, the audience doesn't know this and they don't need to know this, and they don't, like, they'll say, oh, that's why he's an asshole. I think what they'll say instead, most people, again, some assholes will be assholes, but some people will be like, oh, I feel for that. And I can also see myself in that. And I need to do more of that as well. I think sharing things like that about you call forward other people who see you as the masculine warrior type. Well, if he's allowed to do that, fuck, maybe it's time for me to do that too, huh? Right? Speak softly, but carry a big stick.
Churchill, right?
No, Roosevelt. Teddy?
What was it?
I think it was Teddy Roosevelt.
All the quotes that I know are Tom Waits.
Yeah, I think it was tread softly, but carry a big stick. If it's what's understood doesn't need to be said. Yeah. Again, if you can tell I'm hard, I'm allowed to be soft.
Right.
Because you know that this is a choice that I'm making. I'm choosing to be vulnerable here. I'm choosing to open up. Right now, you're choosing to open up because there's no threat. There's nothing going on. And we already have established that I can be a hothead and I can do this and I can be. So because there's nothing that's threatening that, you're allowed to open that door a little bit.
Well, and for me, it's about, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is the sacrifice worth the reward? For me, because I as well lost one of my best friends to unaliving himself, is that if I need to look like, oh man, the language I want to use, a sissy, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say cat, right?
Yeah.
However, if I have to look like that in order to show a man who's on the edge a vulnerable side and show them that you can still become a massive success or a massive hero bigger than you ever thought, then okay, view me however you want.
Yeah.
And I would say argue with my results as well.
We also realize nobody would view you that way in that instance anyway. Like, it seems like there's still a thing of like, I need to overcome this negative thing in order to do what's right. What if it's not negative? What if nobody would ever see you as that by opening up to a friend who's about to do this to him? So like, no, yeah, that's what you do in that position.
Well, I mean, speaking on air, Like,
oh, gotcha.
This is going out to the world. And I don't care if people know that I got abused. I don't care if people know that I wanted to unalive myself at one point. And it was over finding out that my girlfriend of 3.5 years was cheating on me and already living with the new guy, you know, and it was just this, oh my gosh, the last 3 years of my life wasted. And what am I doing here? And I planned the whole thing out. My dog was staying with friends and this and that.
Yeah.
And it was going to happen that night. And the thing that stopped me from doing it that night, as stupid as this sounds, is that I was the one who was supposed to be leading the camping trip for this group of men. And I go, well, I don't want to ruin their weekend.
Yeah.
And on that camping trip was when my friend was like,
happened.
whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Let's unpack that. And it turned into this whole thing. And, you know, I've been there for that man multiple times since then as well, because I absolutely love him to death. And thank God he was there for me. And now Renee Cermak of Psi Seminars often says, to those who have been given much, much is expected. Mm-hmm. And I believe that with every fiber of my being. If there was a man who reached down and pulled me out of the muck and mire as I was drowning in it, it's now my obligation to be there for another man or multiple men. That's what this whole Lunatics and Legends thing is. It's about being there for men and showing them that there is a way to survive this that maybe they're not seeing until they hear it from another man like yourself.
Yeah. Again, and once you realize that, that's kind of the hard thing. You can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle, right? As soon as I realize that I'm capable of doing this, now I must. Right? As soon as I'm aware that this is the outcome, that it is changing lives and it is saving somebody and it is going to help. That's why I tell my friend's story, and I don't tell his story. I tell my story and my experience with him, because I'm not the person to tell his story. But if I know that it's going to save people if I do this, and I know somebody at some point, and I've gotten the messages, I've gotten the people who have reached out. His wife and I did a 3-hour podcast together. Yeah. And then she did an hour with my wife at the end of the podcast, talking about the entire day. And she texted me, and I didn't say, my in-laws were at my house. I didn't say a single word to them. I hopped in my truck and I was going 100 something, 6 minutes away. And I explained the whole scene that I got up to. We had to both see this entire thing. Her aunts come and help out. I have to usher them away. Again, like, I'm blubbering when I talk about, I had to go pick his 4-year-old's almost 4-year-old son up from school that day and pretend for 4 hours that his dad didn't die, that I didn't see his dad dead that day.
And that you didn't see him
oh my
in
God.
His son.
Dude, still to this day, every time I hang out with his son, I get angry at my same friend.
Yeah.
It was 3 days before Father's Day, and it was 3 weeks before his son turned 4. Mm-hmm. And I just, what a selfish asshole. I have all of the range of emotions. The full range of emotions have happened in talking to this. But even still, when I see his son, this is a 1.5 years ago now, more than a 1.5 years ago now. Every time I see his son, every time I give his son a hug, I go, what a dick. Well, you're giving up this, and you're, big part of it. I don't think it caused it, and, it's a whole thing to dig through that I had to dig through. He knew that I'd be there. He knew who his wife would call that day. He knew who was going to be there. He knew who was going to support. He knows who I am as a man, as a person, as a friend, as whatever. I have to make him, I have to live out a piece of him, and I have to give some of that to his son now. And I think their daughter's a whole different thing. She was only 1. She just turned 1. She doesn't remember dad. Yeah. So I have a kid now who's mourning dad that I knew, that I saw as a superhero, and he's all of a sudden not here. And the kid, we can't tell him why his dad's not here, right? He asks all the time. He asks his mom weekly, how did daddy pass? How did daddy go? She can't say that. Right. That's not for a 5-year-old to understand at this point. And now it's talking to she just turned 3 on Wednesday, a dad that she doesn't remember. She knows the figment of dad and what dad was possibly, but she doesn't remember his face. She doesn't remember his hugs, kisses, and whatever. So there's a whole different way of grieving between the two of them. Have
you ever been down that road with yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. Not to that. Actually, I went the opposite way. There's a whole thing around it when I was in college. I was getting jumped on my teammates when I was in college. And it got to a point where I decided, this can't happen anymore. And instead of it being reflected on me and I need to not be here anymore, they need to not be here anymore. And I went that direction. I went and bought a knife, and I was like walking around campus, flipping it open and closed. And I was like, we got a 3 a.m. workout tomorrow. He's going to be tired and he's going to be not always what's about him. That's the time to do it. And like, I got myself to that point. Luckily, ended up calling a good friend of mine, talked me down from it. I ended up moving home afterward. And so, no, it never got to that, but I've been in the trenches there. And I've also lost not just I've lost other people very close to me in that same way. So I've been in that position, but it never for some reason got reflected to I'm not supposed to be here anymore.
And see, that's kind of the thing, is that almost like psychosis, that almost hypnosis that you were under, that this is the only way is to take him out, is the same way I felt about myself.
That's where I can kind of relate to it.
And so
it's a fugue state of sorts. I'm not considering all the other things.
Agreed. When you're in that headspace, you're not capable of processing the amount of damage it's going to do for everyone that ever loved you. And unfortunately, it is greedy from an outsider's perspective, but you have spent so much time in a space where each day feels worse than the last, and you just keep cycling, and the stories that you're telling yourself again just beat you down. And I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole in case someone is feeling that way right now. I don't want them listening to this and going, yes,
permission.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Because at the end of the day, you will destroy so many other people's existence by doing that. And if you are in a headspace where there is no other way out, guess what? There is. Just turn around, live your life differently. Do something drastically different. Shave your head. Get a tattoo on your forehead.
Whatever
I don't care. Move. Move towards having the life that you want. If you put as much effort into building the life that you want, that you put into telling your story and telling yourself why you shouldn't be here, you will be whatever you want to be. Move. Shift now. There's no more excuses.
It's a hard balance to strike too, right? I want to be able to talk about it, but I don't want it to be the permission structure somebody uses to spiral. Two things can be true, and that's a really hard thing for us to do. And I thought about that with my friend. I made a post about it probably about a week and a half ago on Facebook of like, I always thought that it was a selfish endeavor until my friend. And then there's context around it as to why I know it wasn't a selfish endeavor. I think he came to the wrong damn conclusion.
Right.
But I see how he got there. And as a man, I can understand without giving the permission to like, oh yeah, that's acceptable now because I understand why you did it. I can understand why you did it. And I can still say, again, I have to now see it. Your wife now has to sit when sun's up at 3, 4 a.m. I just miss daddy. I just want, like, I've had to see the fallout of this and what it actually does to people. And it doesn't mean that only if you have kids and that you're married, that your life matters, that people are going to care.
Right.
Like, you have no idea the ripples. What I think people can conceptualize there is, yeah, maybe people will miss me, but they'll get over it. Right. Or this is better for them. Actually, I've heard those stories of people like everybody's just kind of better off if I'm not here. If I remove myself, everybody's going to be better off. You don't see. And that's the hard thing is you've not removed pain. You've just transferred it onto other people.
Yeah.
Anybody who cares about you, anybody you could have impacted. Like, let's say you are a piece of shit. Nobody cares about you right now. Anybody you had any sort of potential of helping out of that same hole you were in, you've now possibly doomed.
Yeah.
Like you have no idea where your ripples go. And that's kind of the point.
Right.
Your point is to cause them. Your point is to send out positive ripples or send out something that's going to do something to somebody, or this little thing turns into a nugget that they tell their friend that blah, 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 blah. How I got on this podcast, I met a really good friend, one of the first people I met in Arizona.
Yeah.
It was my friend's sister that ripple. She's been seeing my work for however long, since 2018 when I started really starting to post about this stuff.
Yeah. That
she happens at your house one day in a very, very not good situation. And it turns out that I end up on this podcast because of ripple. And this is why I like working with business owners. I get to see the ripples a lot of times in their employees and in their families and in their kids. The point is, you don't know where the ripples go. Your job is to cause them. Your job is just to put them out there and to do things that you know, because I focus more on inputs than outcomes. Your job is to create ripples. Your job is to send out the thing that you want to see more of. And even if you're in that dark hole, I think that's the hard thing for them to conceptualize is who could ever possibly care about this, right? It's very isolating. It's so much easier also when you isolate more than is acceptable or understandable. Like people get into, I really am alone. And like they have loved ones all around. They have people who love them and care about them. It's so much easier to make that decision when you can convince yourself that you're truly alone. The unfortunate thing, and you wish you could like give them a snapshot in that moment of what the actual fallout of that looks like and who is actually impacted. And then also, if you could see right before you make that decision, a montage of the people you would have otherwise helped, I think nobody would ever do it. Not once, ever.
Yeah. And I mean, like you were saying, like if somebody's in that headspace and they know somebody who lost someone close to them because of unaliving themselves, go interview that person. Go interview that person and ask them how much it affected them. Because, I mean, look, if you're going to end yourself, right? Who do you give a shit if you offend somebody, right? Mm-hmm. Go ask them. Go ask them.
Yeah, why would you not do the abrupt thing?
Go ask them how they processed it. Because just a month ago, I'm getting a sandwich, and this gal has a tattoo on her arm. It's a memorial tattoo. I see it. I know it. And I go, who'd you lose? Excuse me? Your tattoo. Who'd you lose? It's my brother. These are his dog tags. We end up having a conversation that
goes places.
Both choking it back, right? She's at work. I'm some guy eating a sandwich, right? And gave her a hug. Mentioned her on the podcast. This is the second time now, right? But if you're so caught up in your stuff and your story that you need to end it, find somebody like her. See how much it destroyed her life. You are not a problem. You are not a cancer. You are not a parasite. Why am I saying these three random things? Because they're the three things I used to tell myself every day.
Yeah.
And I tell myself that, and I tell myself that, and I tell myself that, and then I become those things, and I believe those things, and it's moronic. Yeah. It's
and
not
again,
true.
Every time I say it, I'm reigniting the permission structure.
Right.
I've just now reset the timeline on how long I'm allowed to be this.
If instead I go, I'm a winner, I'm deserving of love because I give great love, I'm all of these fantastic things, positive affirmations, right? The second function of the non-cognitive mind is to protect the ego. Mm-hmm. And so if you're in that headspace of, no, I am a winner.
And even if you can't get there, what I have people do, if they can't get to the positive affirmations, because that feels way too foreign when I've only been suppression, isolation, I suck, entertain the possibility. Because you haven't done that in a long time. Entertain the possibility that I'm not a piece of shit, that I actually do have some good qualities. Entertain the possibility that something, that you might be wrong here. And luckily, these are usually people that I've had multiple conversations with. But like, think about how many times you came to me with something that you were convinced about, and in 5 minutes, I was able to kind of tear it down a little bit and make you think about something different. You couldn't possibly fathom that you're wrong about this too.
Right.
Let's just take the moment, take the ego, give it a back seat, and just entertain the possibility that you could be something other than what you've been telling yourself. Especially if it's not fucking helpful. Sorry, cussing again.
You're fine. Kyrie, I appreciate you being on, man.
Thank you, brother.
It's been fantastic. Plug the socials, plug the coaching, plug the marketing. Yeah. I want people to do things with you, man. You're a pretty amazing dude. And this is the first time I ever met you, and I'm super impressed.
Thank you. And likewise, guys. I'm glad we got to make this work. This is awesome.
We need to do it again.
Well, now that we know we're close, please. Sir. My grandma actually lives maybe 6 minutes from here.
Okay.
She's in Gold Canyon.
Yeah. Well, don't give away the location. I'm just kidding.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. I'm bleed it out, right?
It's well fortified here. We're good.
Yeah. Socials. Instagram is just at Kyrie, one of my better purchases. Kyrie.com and then at Kyrie. I have a course. I have an ebook. I'm building out this identity like assessment, your shadow profile. what are the core wounds that we're covering up? A lot of this conversation kind of been around that. What's the thing that I used to protect the child that needed something? That I'm actually launching next week. So hopefully by the time this is out, I'll have that up and ready. We can drop a link. I'll send you guys a link before. Please. That's a free resource. Anybody can take it. You get a full output. It's going to invite you to buy something from me, my course at the end. Who cares? Do it. Don't do it. That's okay. If it calls to you, if it speaks to you, that's fine. But yeah, any questions anybody has, anything that popped up, disagree with me with something, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'm always happy to entertain those, or send voice notes back and forth. Like, that's how I learn. That's how I grow as well. So yeah, just at Kyrie on Instagram is probably the easiest way to get in touch with me. I don't remember my link to my Facebook, but
all good.
Just at Kyrie. That's it.
Thank you for coming on, brother.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
Just stop it. I'm sure you've probably heard people talking about peptides. It piqued your interest, you looked into it, but you don't know what source to trust. A lot of this stuff is coming out of China. If you're looking for a good quality peptide that's made in the United States, go to helixpure.com.